All right, it's time to review Fantasia Music Evolved, so you two had better watch how you conduct yourselves.
Certainly, Darren. We wouldn't want to get into treble.
No, we better guitar act together.
Oh!
Okay, give it a rest, you two.
All right. Scale it back.
Music puns. Fantasia Music Evolved is a motion-controlled rhythm game inspired by the Disney films Fantasia and Fantasia 2000.
You play as the apprentice to legendary composer Yen Sid, who teaches you how to control music to earn stars and complete your sorcerer's hat. But not long after, Yen Sid mysteriously disappears, and a troublesome noise begins to infect the land.
Yen Sid, are you here? Oh, Yen Sid, where are you? What is going on?
You soon learn that Scout, a previous apprentice of Yen Sid, is responsible.
Oh yes, that. That's Scout's journal. She's always scribbling in that thing.
After unceremoniously rifling through her journal, you set out to play songs in various realms to gather magic fragments to play Scout's failed song and set things right.
Players use the Kinect to sweep, punch, hold, manipulate, and remix songs to create sweet music. These movements allow for quite fluid physical interpretation of music, although after a while, simply moving one's arms can feel rather repetitive.
Yeah, they use a lot of sweep motions, don't they?
I've never seen a diamond in the flesh.
There's nothing physically demanding about this game. In fact, you can play it sitting down, which makes it nice and accessible. But sometimes I just felt like I was waving my arms about. Oh my god, it's too fast now.
Yes, and the push-forward movements don't work that well with Kinect either. Often, I could have sworn I hit a mark spot on, only to not have it register. Hunt time. I found the cues to be rather confusing at times too.
Yeah. The only indication of which movement comes next is what order it appears in, which is no help when there's numerous things popping up at once. So instead of this feeling enjoyably challenging, it just feels messy and unfair.
Plus, sometimes cues were hidden amongst the moving background. And the arrows and balls seemed to curve on a 3D plane as they headed towards their marks, which made it a bit difficult to gauge exactly when to hit. Often I just found myself trying to see when to hit something rather than knowing when to move with the music.
Yeah, I agree, and it didn't help when the action seemed to follow instruments buried in the mix. The times when it is spot on, though, feel so satisfying as you carve music into the air.
I think the difficulty could have done with a bit more balancing. It's all over the place. It was either too easy to the point of being boring, or there was so much happening on screen that I just couldn't tell what to do.
And the scoring was practically meaningless. Challenges require you to score in the hundreds of thousands, but I consistently got scores in the millions.
Yeah, that did feel a bit silly. I did like, though, that they tried to make it so that after you set the initial calibration, you can just put the controller down and use the Kinect. Are you sure it's not perfect, but it shows they've put thought into how this game is going to be played.
This is a really good idea, but it does make the game quite hard to control. For example, you navigate through realms by shifting your shoulders left or right. And this works for the most part, but there are times where you need that finer control, such as when I was trying to chase this Yeti. Where are you? Come here, cheeky Yeti, I'll get you.
Each song offers 3 different mixes, which unlock through challenges and can then be chosen at predetermined points in the song to mix and match different styles.
I thought these were really well done, and they certainly added some colour to the mix. Get it? Colour? Like tone colour, the musical term, and also the mixes of different colours?
Good one, Hex!
Thanks, Darren.
Yes, well, there were some good ones. I especially liked 1-1, which gave me classical music, chiptune styles. Shifting between mixes gives you a cool sense of control over the sound you're shaping and helps keep you invested. It was always exciting waiting to hear a new mix, but the composition parts of the game don't work so smoothly.
Affirmative. These see you touch various points on the screen to create your own riff. Whilst cool in concept, in practice they're rather limited and suffer at the hands of the Kinect's floaty controls.
Yeah, I found I could never quite make what I wanted to. Either because the notes were too far away to do it in time, or I just couldn't hit them accurately enough. So eventually I just gave up and flailed my arms about and tried to hit as many things as I could, but at least it still sounded good.
That problem too, and it's a bit sad because the game wants to make you feel like you're making music, but most of the time you're just waving your arms about. What did you think overall, Hex?
Well, I actually quite liked it. There were some times when I did actually feel like I was in control of the music, and that was exhilarating. Plus, the remixes are solid, and it's a great way to be a part of creating music if you can't play an instrument, so I'm giving it 7.
I like how unique this game is, but it does have some rough edges, and those moments where I was truly in flow with the music were just too few and far between, so I'm gonna give it 6.